Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? I'm so excited to be here. Okay, waiting for this to show up. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I'm Kathy Mahan with Perfectly Imperfect Dotting, and I am going to teach you how to paint with dotting tools my desert flower mandala. And I based the colors off of the the January birthstone of Garnet, and it's part of my one of my challenges as administrator of Christina Lee's Dot Meditation AU and her sharing group. So I'm very excited to show this to you today. I will be using all Arteza Iridescent tones paints, and they are a little thick. You can thin them down a little as you need to. They're not multi-surface, so don't have to worry about that. They are beautiful paints, and I'm really looking forward to showing you how to use them. All right, let's switch over to the Mandala cam. Yay! So excited. Okay. Whoops! I gotta get my keyboard out of the way, don't I? Always something going on with me, right? Okay, there we go. We have the Mandala cam.
Okay, let me make sure this is perfect and it is being weird. I don't know why. Okay.
There we go. And I see there's 3 people here. So if you don't mind, would you say hello, please? So I know you're here. I'm very excited about this. Okay, I drew out a 16-point stencil. And as always, I took my ruler and drew the line directly through the center. So I would have a very good idea of what I was doing. Okay, and let's do a preview real quick. And this is the mandala we are going to be doing. See, I'm trying to remember what colors I put on there. Okay. Okay. So back to trying to find my spot. Okay. All right. Okay. So now we're back. And I'm going to mix up a few of the paints so you can see what they look like. Okay. Orange. Orange. Pearl red ochre. Is that the right color? No, that's not the right color. Pink. Pearl scarlet. This is their gold. See a dark green. Green gold. Red ochre. Purple red. And that was the closest I could get to finding one that a garnet color in this group. So we'll be using all our two paints. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 7 colors. Wow. That's a lot. I'm not going to be using very much of this orange. It is pearl orange. Let's shake it up really good. Okay. Take off the grody stuff at the top. Put a little bit in here. We're not using very much of it. Let's see. Candy Dandy Chopstick, where are you? Use a little bit of flow medium. I'm going to use my jug stone for now. It's very watery. It doesn't need very much at all. Almost like a pour medium, not a flow medium. It works well with the but, you know, it's like a metallic Okay.
Okay,
That's
that's
basically
basically
what
what
this
this
is.
is.
And
And
I'm
I'm
going to
going to top
top
dot
this
this
with
with
gold.
gold.
So
So
I will
I will
not be
not be
needing
needing a
puppy
puppy
dot.
dot.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm going to
I'm going to
use my
use my
DIY
DIY
Mandala
Mandala
stone
stone,
to
tool
size
size
16
16
for
for
my
my
top
top
dot,
dot,
my
my
center
center
dot.
dot.
Okay,
Okay,
we
we
just
just
want
want
to put
to
a
put a
little bit
little bit
more
more
on
on
there.
there.
Okay. Make
Make
sure I
sure I
almost smooth
smooth
that out
that
a
out a
little
little
bit.
bit.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so we're gonna,
let's
let's
see.
see. Let's
Do
get
that.
a,
Okay.
okay.
Then
Then I'm going
so
to,
I'm
so
gonna
I'm gonna
top
top
that with
that with
gold.
gold.
Let's see. I did a flat gold there. I'm gonna top dot the orange dot with gold. I'm gonna go around with the gold, and then I'm gonna do orange again. So I gotta need to mix up some
Some
gold.
gold.
Oh,
Oh,
and
and
if
if
you
you
don't
don't
have a
have a
gold
gold
paint
paint
pen
pen
yet,
yet,
something
something
like
like
this,
this,
it will
it will
come
come
in
in
very,
very,
very
very
handy.
handy.
I
I
wonder
don't
why
know
I'm
why I'm
having
having
problems with
problems with this. Uh, hmm, weird. Okay. My OBS is doing weird stuff today. Alright. So I'm going to mix up a little gold. I'm not going to make very much. I managed to get some of the 5 milliliter paint jars like this. Paint pots, whatever you want to call them. Okay, I'm going to mix up some gold. Get that nice. I want to do a little bit at a time because these paints are fast drying. I mean, they're fast. Alright, wipe my tool off. And let's see, let's take Christina Lee's number 5 tool. And I'm going to use the small ball. And I'm going to go all the way around. So you should do north. Let's get a little more paint on there. South. East. West. And I've got marks for the rest of them. So I'll just fill those in. How's everyone doing today? It's almost Friday. Are you excited? Make sure these are even. Sometimes your guidelines are not exactly where you need them to be, and you have to kind of eyeball where you want your dot to go. Alright, nice. Okay. And this is a little smaller than what I originally did. Now, when you're not using your paint, make sure you close it very well because this paint is very quick drying, like I mentioned. Okay, now I'm going to use Christina Lee's tool number 5 again, and I'm going to use the big ball on the end with orange. Now remember, you can use any type of paint you have on hand. You do not have to go out and buy these Arteza iridescent tones. Okay, just drop that dot right in the valley. And it's basically, you notice how really in between these two grid lines. I want these to be really, really puffy. So I'm adding a little bit extra. Because once we're done with this row, we won't be using the orange again. Just make sure you get those right in the middle. Take your time. No need to rush. There we go. Okay, I'm going to clean my tool again. And then I'm going to use the number 2 from Christina Lee. I'm going to use the big dotting tool, big end. And I'm going to mix up some more paint. I didn't mix them up in advance, I'm sorry. I have pearl silver white. Okay, we're going to use pearl silver white. Shake it up. Pick off the icky stuff. Pour it in. We're not going to use a whole lot of this either. Okay. Just a few drops of this. If you use a thicker medium, just use that. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy Joe Sonia just because I'm using it today. I'm trying to get rid of it. I prefer Floetrol. But on the other hand, this Joe Sonia goes a long, long way. You don't have to mix very much in it. I have not tried the Joe Sonia on tube paints though. The heavy bodies. Okay. I wonder if that's going to be enough. Oh, the biggest fear is to run out of paint. In the middle of a project. Like, especially if I'm mixing. I always worry about that. Nothing worse than running out of a mix that you made and you need it more. And you can't guarantee you're going to get the right color again. Unless you even if you just drop it in, it's still not a guarantee. Okay, that is looking good. Nice and smooth. Now I'm going to take that number 2 from Christina Lee, the big ball end. You get my tool. And then I'm going to go every other again. Right in between those 2 orange dots. And if you can get them as close as you can without them touching, that will look great. That's practice. Man, it took me a long time to learn how to do this part. Get them close without touching. Looking there, we got it going. So my other biggest challenge is walking the dots and making sure they're consistent and I don't get all screwed up on one side. I want them to be symmetrical, right? So I do have issues with that. Alright. Let's see. And then we want to do some hot pink. I used a picture of something called a desert flower. To design this. That's what I love to do. I love to take pictures of like flowers and use them for inspiration for my mandalas. I'm only going to be doing this for 1 hour today because I have started getting very, very sore after sitting here for 2 straight hours. Alright, that's looking great. Isn't that a pretty color? That's the scarlet. Any color, my head is hot pink. Okay, I'm going to use the number 1 from Christina Lee's Dot Meditation AU tool, big ball. And once again, I'm going to go dot in the valley of the previous row. A little bit more paint on that one. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. And this is basically what the flower looks like. Last one. If you want to make sure that your dot is right in between this. Okay. Looking good so far. Okay. I'm double checking my picture to make sure I'm doing this right. So I'm going to mix up this red copper now. I'm going to make quite a bit of it because we're going to make swooshes all the way around. All the way around. We're going to make swooshes that end here and make swooshes that end here. Okay, I got my blow medium in there. I'm going to start mixing and hopefully I don't splash it everywhere. Alright. I love it. This is a gorgeous color. It's more of a red copper than an orangey copper. I remember for swooshes, you want your paint to be just a tad bit thinner than you would use for dotting. Not a lot, just a little. You still want it puffy. There we go. Bubbles! So fun. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna have to figure out which is the correct tool for this. Stop that. Yeah, number 8 I think will work. And we want it quite long, to be honest with you. So let's just start on the lines and go to about, we'll go 1, 2, 3, all the way up to here. And then we're going to take our number 3 flat tool, if it's from Christina Lee, or any flat tool. Okay, center that right on there. And you're going to need to put multiple layers of paint on it. Four or 5 ought to do it, because it needs to be so long. Okay. Any flat tool you have. I like to use the one that comes with Christina Lee's, if I can find it. I just had it. Ah, there we go. I lose everything, even when it's right in front of my face. Okay. There's no bubbles. Alright, I'm going to take them to start pushing this paint down. Little from the sides as you go. That paint all the way down there and in between the two pink dots. Okay, then you can go back and kind of clean it up and make it look better. Like, unfortunately, I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. And we're going to do that all the way around. Now wipe off your flat tool. I don't always wipe off my my big tool because, you know, I'm still gonna use the paint on it. Okay. 5 layers of paint. 3. Just a little bit more each time. Okay. Back to my flat tool. Wiggle it around in there. Just start pushing it out. I just want to remind everybody that if you want to follow along, I leave my videos up all the time. And if you can't see it in Christina Lee's group, you can watch it directly on my Facebook art page. There we go. And reminder that I do have a group for beginners that goes with my tutorials. Every Tuesday I do beginners classes, very, very simple tutorials where you learn how to make your center and walk the dots, make the petals, make swooshes, make that big fancy puppy dot. So if you're already an experienced dotter, you can invite your friends who are interested to join the group and watch the tutorials I've been posting. Okay. So I'm a little bit quiet because I'm concentrating. And I don't want to play any music because then I'll get muted. That's so annoying. I understand the reason why. I wouldn't want somebody to steal my work either. Oh, one of the dogs is excited. Luna! Luna! Shh. Come here. It's okay, Luna. Must be somebody at the door. Probably Amazon, even though I didn't order anything, I don't think. Oh, I may have. I need batteries for my Apple keyboard. Shoot, this is a little bigger than I wanted it to be. But it won't be that noticeable. Because basically I like these swooshes because they resemble flower petals. I just love doing the dot mandalas. I've always wanted to be creative. I always felt I had a little bit of talent, but I can't draw. And that seems to be, one of the main criteria for being an artist is you need to be able to draw and sketch. I never could. Never could. And then I discovered this, the dots. And I haven't done anything super complicated as far as, drawing. But I did trace a picture of one of the cats and dotted that. And that is probably my most likely to be more of a non-mandala dot art, parallelism. We'll get all these petals done today, and then next week we will do the background and the leaves. And your background will be subjective. It will be what you think it should look like, not necessarily what I painted. This is the way you can use your imagination and have some fun. You don't even have to do the whole thing on green like I did. Okay, now I'm going to go into the center of these two. Okay, I'm going to draw that paint down there. All we're doing is pushing the paint towards where we want it to go. I think I might have to do this painting on a mug. It would look really pretty on one, I think. I actually bought garnet colored multi-surface paint. It's the only one I could find. It's from Folk Art. It's not so hard to find paint these days. We were all stuck at home for God knows how long. Nobody was making any paint. Nobody was delivering any paint. Nobody was stocking paint. Everybody was buying whatever paint they could get their hands on because they were bored. I mean, come on. Oh, hold on. I gotta be right back. I thought maybe you locked this up outside. No, that's you barking. I don't know why my little dog was barking. I could tell. She has a unique voice. And she likes to sneak outside and get herself locked out. She can't come in through the dog door because she's so tiny. She can get out just fine. But then she gets stuck because she can't get back in. We don't have any room to put stairs. So this poor teeny tiny dog will go out to use the bathroom when I'm not looking and not be able to get back in, and she just starts barking like crazy. And a lot of times she'll sneak out through a hole in the fence and go to the front yard. And then the neighbors will see her and start ringing the doorbell. Your dog's outside. It drives my daughter crazy. Just trying to make sure these are nice and even. If you don't put enough paint down the first time, you can always use your flat end tool to add a little more paint while you're pushing the paint down. I'm almost out of the paint I made. I might have to make more to get this done, I think. As you've noticed, I'm kind of not perfectly centered with the dot. I'm centered with my grid. Do that. If you start getting off a little bit, stay centered on your grid. Keep this part consistent with the rest of the petals. So don't let anybody tell you you're too old or too young to be creative. There's no such thing. Because I was in my 50s when I found dot arting. And I've spent the last almost 3 years now. This is coming up my 3rd year to play with dot art. June of 2019, when I discovered it. And I'm perfectly imperfect, right? Because all art is perfectly imperfect. And it's all subjective to a degree. It just turned into be something that I found to myself to be good at. I'm trying to learn how to use the high cut so I can make my own stencils. Not have to wait on someone to mail me a stencil. Except for the grid lines, those are too complicated for me. I suppose I could do it, but I think it would be really time consuming. I'm learning how to edit videos at 54 years old. It's not complicated really for me, other than the sound, because I wear cochlear implants and I have issues hearing what's being said on a video. I'm trying to convert these lives into smaller videos without all the pauses and stuff. But you can't post like an hour-long video on Facebook or YouTube most of the time. So right now I'm just doing shorts. I've been working on my mixing ingredients from yesterday. Yes, that was the one. And just that, so it's less than 2 minutes long. At some point, I'll have a decent YouTube channel, I hope. I have to try to fill out all my little comments like this. Get them out of the video. I just start randomly talking and nobody wants to hear that. Alright. This is looking really good. Okay, well, I hope you all are able to start this tutorial soon. And if you make one, I would love to see the results. I'd love to see what kind of paint you used. Okay, I got all those shut tight. So this is part 1, and we will finish the rest next week. And I'm so excited. We'll make some petals. Right. And we'll make some petals on here. And we'll do some fill-in. Because I have the whole thing covered. I went around in the gold with a gold paint, treasure gold paint with a brush. But I've got some paint pens recently, so we may use that to try to get the gold around there. It might be cleaner for me at least. So, well, I hope to see all of you next week. I will be here again from 1 to 3. And you can find me by looking up Perfectly Imperfect on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So I do have a TikTok. It's Perfectly Imperfect Dotting without the I. Okay. So, y'all take care of yourselves and have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.